Hi, Doc from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book to read for you. Today's book is Thomas Skidder's Snowplow from 2004. So let's get started. Early one winter morning, Thomas rode out of his shed to check the weather. It had snowed a little each day all week. It wasn't snowing just then, but the sky was gray and threatening. Looked like we're going to have to get out your snowplow soon, Thomas, said his driver. Thomas was a really useful engine, but he did not like wearing a snowplow. No, he said with a frown. I'm fine, just as I am. Besides, my branch line was cleared yesterday. I do not need a snowplow. It's not even snowing. But Thomas said his driver, your snowplow would help you be really useful. Why don't you want to use it? Snowplow looks silly, Thomas grumbled. The other engine will laugh at me. His driver looked up at the cloudy sky and back down at Thomas. Well, it isn't snowing yet, he said. Maybe you won't need your snowplow today, after all. But you hadn't used it since last winter, and we need to make sure it's still in working order. So you're going to have to try it on. All right, Thomas grumbled reluctantly. When he saw the snowplow, Thomas felt like steaming away. He really didn't want to put it on, but he had agreed. So with a few turns of a screw and a few twists of a bolt, Thomas had a snowplow attached to his front. There now, said his driver. It fits perfectly. Just then, James and Henry pulled out of the shed and saw Thomas. "Ha, look, Henry," said James. "Thomas is wearing a snowplow. It looks like a tin can." The two engines chuckled, and it's not even snowing. I would never need a snowplow in this weather, Henry said. I'm big enough to get through plenty of snow without one. Thomas blushed and looked down. "Please take it off," he whispered to his driver. "All right," said his driver kindly, "but we may need it to come back for it," he added with another nervous glance at the sky. When Thomas stared out, there was some snow on the ground, but the tracks was clear. He didn't need a snowplow at all. His first stop was at a small station by an inn. As Thomas was pulling up, it started snowing lightly. The innkeeper hurried out to unload supplies. "Mighty cold winter we're having, Thomas," he said. "I'll need those extra blankets for my guests." Peep, peep, and Thomas was off again. Thomas' next stop was at the general store, where he had a large delivery to make. "Thank you, Thomas," said the owner of the store. "With this weather, I can never have enough snow shovels, hats, and mittens. My customer will be very happy." Thomas smiled, peeped a farewell, and was on his way once more. By the time Thomas made his last stop, it was snowing hard. The trip home was very difficult. The snow was piling up on the tracks, and it was hard to see. Thomas just went steadily on, concentrating on his warm shed and the other engine waiting for him at the end of the line. "See," Thomas thought, "I can do this without a silly snowplow." Finally, Thomas managed to get back to the shed. Percy, James, and Henry were talking about the snow. I had never seen it snow so hard, said Percy. Suddenly, Sir Topham Hatter hurried in. Toby is stuck on his branch line, he said. We need to go get him, or he may be out in the snow all night. Henry, you are the biggest engine here, so you will have to do it. But it's snowing so hard, and it is so cold, said Henry. Sir Topham Hatter gave Henry a stern look. Henry quickly changed his mind and said, but I am faster than Percy, James, or Thomas, and I'm big enough to get through the snow without a snowplow. So Sir Topham Hatter climbed aboard, and they was off. Thomas Shriver looked with concern at the Sherland snowstorm. I'm putting on your snowplow, he said. I have a bad feeling about the snow. So, with a shrewd turn of a screw and a shrewd twist of a bolt, Thomas had a snowplow on again. Just then, the engine saw a strange sight. It was hard to tell in the thick snow, but it looked like Henry backing up into the yard. I couldn't make it, Henry steamed. As he came closer, the tracks were covered in snow. I almost got stuck. I could barely back out. Thomas thought about how the other engine had laughed at his snowplow. Then he thought about Toby having to stay out in the snow all night. Sure, with my snowplow, I can do it, Thomas said. The night when the snow was deep along the tracks, but there was no problem for Thomas' snowplow. It was so hard to see, but Thomas went slowly and carefully. Soon Thomas could tell that what looked like a mount of snow on the tracks ahead of him was actually Toby buried deep. Peep, peep, Toby, I am here to help you, called Thomas. Thomas creeped past Toby and shushed onto the same track. He carefully backed up to Toby. His driver jumped down and hooked them together. Now pull, his driver called. Thomas pulled. He pulled as hard as he could, slowly but surely. Toby began to move, and slowly but surely, Thomas pulled Toby through the snowstorm. Thank you, Thomas, said Toby. I would have been out in the cold all night if it wasn't for you and your snowplow. I wish a snowplow would fit over my cowcatcher. Sir Topham Hatter smiled and said, yes, Thomas, you are a really useful engine, and today you are a hero as well. Thomas beamed. For once he was happy to be wearing his snowplow. No one could see him blushing. So that was Thomas Get a Snowplow from 2004. If you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Have a groovy day. We have another video coming out real soon.